Hi everybody, Lex Gray here. Welcome back to another solo RPG. This one shot we'll be using Tunnel Goons. Now, Tunnel Goons, I've talked about this one-page RPG before. It is literally one page, though you can cut it down and fold it like a pocket version of it. It's available on itch.io. I believe it's free. I'll put a link down below. Not a sponsor or anything. But essentially, it's a very simple system. You can really hack it for any setting you want, but obviously it is for dungeon crawling, hence the picture there. Like I said, you can do with it what you want, if that makes sense. But essentially, what we're going to do is make two characters. The rules are on this back side here. Now, these are both repeats. The top is the same as the bottom. You can essentially cut down the middle and have one character, but I want to have two characters for this. So the actual game rules are here, and the character creation process is right here. That's it. It is literally one page. Now, I want this to be a very simple, basic one-shot. I want to have everything on this board here. I want to have an end goal where our characters, our team, will reach this end goal and take care of it. So there will be an objective. Now, let's go ahead and make our first character, who will be a fighter. This is a little die-cast fighter guy with a shield, so he fits the bill. And our second character will be a wizard, not a space wizard. This is Darth Vader, but he'll be just a magic user of sorts, represented by a Darth Vader cameo. So, we'll flip the page here in a second. The abilities are Brute, Skulker, and Erudite. The Brute is going to be used for smacking things, feats of strength, resisting poison. Skulker is good for sneaking, aiming, balancing, dodging. And Erudite is going to be for good at reading, perception, speaking, remembering. Essentially, this is strength, dexterity, willpower. Now, it is a 2d6 system, so I have my dice up here. It is a great blend of maze rats, and I would say tunnels and trolls a bit. Because everything you're against has a static difficulty score. So 8, 10, 12. When you're fighting someone, an adversary, you roll against that. There are no opposing rolls in this. You essentially roll against that score, and that score can reduce, acting as a blend between the difficulty score and HP. So this is a player-facing game, player-facing role. And that's it. At 2d6, you apply the modifier. You can also apply, during combat, you can apply a bonus for the sword or weapon, and even the armor, a shield in this case. And there you go. So, and if you take damage, your HP gets reduced. So let's go and make our fighter character. It says name your character, health starts at 10, inventory score starts at 8. So, health starts at 10, inventory at 8, and we'll call this guy the fighter guy. Just for fun. And actually, obviously, his picture is going to be represented by the actual figure. And your stats, your ability scores, are picked based on these tables. You roll d6 on these tables. Each one, you have a childhood, profession, and during the war, which gives you a stat per. The war gives you an extra item. So one of your stats will always be a 0. The other two will be a +1. And they're labeled as such. Then you start with 2 rations, a cloak of your color, and an item of your choice. But you can hack this game. I may change that based on their figures. We will see once we get to that. So Vader does not stand up too well. He may fall over at times. All right, let's go ahead and choose. I'm going to choose, not roll, because, again, I want him to be a fighter. Let's see. For childhood, for a fighter guy, I'm going to say he is a... let's say something with strength. The brute. He's a gear lark. So 1B. So we have +1 for here, so +1 gear lark. For that, I will put down gear lark. In the portrait, I will most likely just use the portrait for notes. And then his profession, we will choose. Let's see here. I think willpower or erudite will be my other option. I'll say he was a library guide. That'll be funny. That'll be ironic. I could give him another boost on the brute. So let's do Pit Warden, Tusk Spear. I'll change that to a sword. So another one for brutes, +2. So he's our muscle. And I'll give him a, like I said, just a sword. That's all it is. Items are very simple in this game. And then during the war table, we'll give him, I might just roll for this one. I think this one's fair to roll, because it doesn't affect your stats. So 3, join the rebels, bear trap. Oh, I forgot to write down, Pit Warden was his other one. Pit Warden. And then the war-based roll was joined the rebels. So, huh. Now, anyone who knows the basics of Star Wars might be shaking your finger at the screen right now, like, that does not work with these two. He joined the rebels, and there's Darth Vader right there. So that gives him a bear trap. We'll see how that plays. I'm not really looking to roleplay too much in this one, but because of the context of the figure, that this guy is joined the rebels, and Vader will be giving him the stare the entire time, even though he's being paid to work alongside him. And then our fighter is kind of like slow, like looking at it every so often. Why are you giving me that dark stare, Mr. Vader? So yeah, join the rebels. Good. Now we do our secondary character. Is going to be Vader himself. Just for fun, because Spaceballs 2 is coming out next year, I think. Let's call this guy Dark Helmet, in honor of Spaceballs and the fact that Mel Brooks is over, I think, is 100 years old, around so, which is incredible. Kudos to him. I want to know what he eats and drinks. So let's see. We have the usual from before, 10 HP, and then inventory of 8. And then now we're going to do the choice of childhood. Well, obviously, someone here grew up on a sand planet, Tatooine, but we can kind of go in that route. Let's see what the options we have. Desert urchin. Okay, we know exactly what our Vader. Well, Vader is okay. I don't know much in the EU, Star Wars Extended Universe content as far as like how agile Vader is. I've seen videos of like in games he's very fast at times, or in stories they can be fast. But just for the sake that he's a wizard character in this role, I'm going to choose one that affects more his erudite, if I'm pronouncing that right. So let's see, we have, Desert Orchard will be hilarious. Water skin. Now, the Garden Acolyte is a shovel. That gives you 1 in E. A book fetch. That gives you 1 E in quill and ink. So I really want to do the Desert Orchard just because it's Vader, it's Anakin Skywalker, and that's a pun. That's a great connection to his history that he grew up on Tatooine. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll make sure I got my planets right. Yes, okay. Anyways, I'm going to break the rules and just say he is a desert urchin. Desert urchin, desert orkin. Me not good with words. Okay, so that gives him a +1 in Skulker, which is fine. The irony is half the humor there. Next is Profession. I'm going to give him obviously 1 for E. Let's see. Rose, Incense, Library Guide. Let's do that one. Library Guide. He's a library guide. That gives him a lantern. So, lantern. And that gives him +1 E. He's a library guide. And I need to give him the water skin. So, but he knows magic. We will kind of go the Maze Rat's route and just make a spell off the spot. Maybe he can do a certain amount of spells a day. So again, house ruling here. Magic is not really noted in this game. It's really up to you. Let's roll for his during the war. 1, join the militia. That does align, I think, with Mr. Vader. So shield doesn't really have a shield on person, but what I'll give him is a spellbook. Okay. And if I am not mistaken, I might have missed the item for our friend here. Sword for Gearlark. Just double check my work here. Crowbar. I missed a spot. So crowbar. There we go. That's better. I knew I was missing something. I'm like, why doesn't he not have 3 items? Okay. So spellbook. I'm giving him a spellbook because he's going to be a space wizard or just a wizard. And number of items is 3. When you have more than what you can carry, there is a kind of an encumbrance, a system in this one. I think it's going to be right somewhere. Where is it? I know it mentions it. Anywho, I thought it did mention something about you can't carry. There's advancement, death, inventory. Subtract 1 from any. Oh, yeah, that's right. So your inventory is how many items you can carry comfortably. For each item that exceeds your inventory score, subtract 1 from your brute and skulker rolls. Okay. Well, we're nowhere near the max. Now we got to do 2 rations, a cloak, which I may just give to Vader, and an item of your choice, pending. So let's see. We have 2x rations. 2x rations. Item of our choice. I'll just make one up on the spot. He's got a shield. I'll give him a shield based on the picture. And obviously Vader has a staff, a lightsaber, but in this case we are going the fantasy route, not sci-fi fantasy. This will be just a staff. Okay, and that jumps their items up to 5. So we're good. We're not really at that max yet. Probably don't even need to fill that in anymore. So max HP is going to be 10. 10. We're level 1 characters. And we will, like I said, we'll improvise the magic system in this mess. Let's put our characters here. Now, the objective of this one-shot, like I said, role-playing will be at a minimum, not too much. I say that now. We'll see how that lands. And this whiteboard we'll use to track the adventure. These 2 guys have to track down and kill an evil spider. This large spider here is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And let's say that a very wealthy noble gave this task to our 2 heroes here, Fighter Guy and Dark Helmet, to find the spider from Harry Potter and defeat it. Now, the spider will be somewhere in a dark forest. So these guys start. I'll put spider off to the side here, dark spider. So we'll call this misadventure, the dark spider. And this marker is going to be a pain in my D20. Okay, so we start in the dark forest. Let me get a new marker. I'm not dealing with this right now. All right, that's much better. So, location, dark forest. Goal, kill evil spider based on our mission from a wealthy, spoiled brat. Okay. Now, let's roll to see how our trek through the forest goes. Just picturing a very dark forest, towering trees, eerie silence, and the smell of rotting corpses, which is a smell I use often in my show. Okay, so what we're going to do is something kind of like a survival check that will most likely be erudite. And I'm going to roll 2d6 because that is how the game works. Like I said, when an action success is uncertain, player rolls 2d6 and adds the score from the relevant ability and a point for any relevant items. Well, a certain someone, Dark Helmet, has a torch. And a lantern does indeed help with our trek through this forest. So I'm going to roll on his behalf. And because the fighter guy is alongside him, not only will I give a bonus +1 because of Lanta, I'm going to give an additional house rule here and roll 3d6, choosing the highest two. So here we go. This is going to deal, this will kind of drive our narrative here and the result of what the outcome is. Okay, so we're doing a +1 on this roll, and Erudite, excuse me, will be the bonus from Dark Helmet. Okay, I didn't really give a difficulty, so my apologies. Let's say it's going to be moderate, 10. Okay, let's roll again. 5. Okay, so we choose that better of the two. That's a 7 +1. The Lantern, that's an 8. That's a fail. So they're going to take, that's a difference, yeah, so 6, 7, 8. That's a difference of 2. So they're going to take 1 damage per. Again, something I'm considering taking from Tunnels and Trolls. It's a group distribution of damage taken. Same thing with the enemies given. Okay, so they encounter some trouble. They step on some thorns, they get hurt, whatever happens. Okay, so our first event is going to be an encounter. Let's see if we encounter anything at all. I'm going to make this quest. Here's an idea. I don't think I've done this before, but let's do 10 steps. So this is the first one. Our first roll is getting into the forest. Now we're in the forest. We already got hurt. Do we encounter anything here? We can use our D100, which I like to use. Yes or no? I think we're in a dark forest. 75% chance or that we encounter a threat. That is a yes on our first step. Okay, we encounter a threat. Let's say we encounter some zombies. All right. Because of that roll, how many zombies are we going to encounter? 5. Let's reduce that by 3. Let's say 2 zombies just to start. Okay, so zombies. Their difficulty level will be, let's do the general 8. 8 per. So 8. 8. Okay, this is how it works. We're going to grab 2 dice. First is Fighter Guy. He's going to attack the first zombie. And he has a sword, which is a +1 bonus. He also has Brute, which is an additional bonus of +3. And the shield is a +1, so we have a total bonus of 4. Here we go. That is a 6, then 10, so that's going to be a difference of 4. So that reduces the first zombie down to 4. All right, excellent. Then Vader is up, Dark Helmet. He's going to attack the other zombie with his staff. He's going to save his spells for later. So that will be a +1 using Erudite, and then another +1 for staff. So that's +2 bonus. Here we go. 8, and then another bonus of 1 and 1. So 10 total. That's a difference of 2. So minus that, it's going to be 6. Okay. Back to Fighter Guy. Like I said, Tunnels and Trolls, very easy resemblance. It's a comparative roll. Now, the other team in Tunnels and Trolls would roll their dice pool with all participants, and you would compare the difference. Damage will be allocated to the losing side. In this case, it's a fixed number for simplicity. Here we go. This is going to be Fighter Guy. 4 plus the sword, that's 1, plus a shield, that's 5, plus that. Okay, so we have a total of, again, 4. I just remember it's 4. Okay, so first zombie is eliminated. Next is going to be Dark Helmet. He's going to use a staff once again. So he has a bonus of +2 total. Oh, he wipes, I think, let's see. So we have 11, and then +1 of the staff, and +1 of Erudite, that's 2. So 11, 12, 13. That's going to be a difference of 7, which is easily the zombie gets eliminated. The zombies get eliminated. Okay, so that's done. Now, the second step. We're done with the zombies. We can erase that. Now, let's do a inventory check. I might not do this all the time in case I will most likely forget. But do they find anything on these zombies at all? Zombies, not likely, but it does happen in pretty much every game in existence of zombies. 25% chance. They do indeed not. Oh, and top of that, extreme no. Not only they do not find any zombies or any how should I say this? Any additional equipment or loot. I have to make this something bad. So what happens to them? Do they get hurt? 50-50? They do. Okay, so something infectious gets on one of our characters. Which one will it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. It's gonna be Dark Helmet. So he takes another. He gets hurt by 1. Okay. All right. Now we're on to the second step, and I think a little house rule here. Let me put a note down here. So every 2 steps, I can do a rest. There we go. All right, let's do an encounter check. Let's say 65%. Nope, nothing. There's nobody around, and this will be a good chance to heal. So true, no, not only is there nobody around, but this is a great chance to take a rest. Thus, I will let them heal back to 10. Okay. There you go. Good. And that will also consume their rations. So now there's down to 1 ration. 1x and 1x. All right, good. So nothing to worry about in step 2. Step 3 is going to be another encounter check. Let's do 50-50. Nope, barely nothing. Okay, but I'd say they need to, because it was so close, it's not going to be a adversary, but it's going to be some kind of plant or some kind of obstacle that gets in their way. So let's do some kind of agility check, or a skulker check in this case. So some kind of plant or something that's big in the way, like a bridge. They have to jump over some kind of large crack in the ground, something that just, it's a physical obstacle that they need to surpass. Okay, so here we go. We're rolling for fighter guy. Or I can do a group effort. Let's do a group effort. I like the house rule. You roll 3 dice and you use the best of the 2, along with lantern and skulker. So we're doing a +2 bonus on the top 2. I didn't give a difficulty. I always forget. My apologies. Let's say 8. Okay, so 6 and 4, just off camera there. And that's obviously a success. Okay, so they're able to get past that obstacle. I'll put obstacle. Not an enemy. It was just something with the physical environment. Okay, encounter and number 4. Let's see what happens. They're not hurt, so there's no rest required after this one. They could rest after this one if they get hurt. Encounter, 75% chance. That is a yes. We have an encounter, though it was a weak yes. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll say it's another enemy, and now there'll be some werewolves. Just using all the best famous fantasy monsters tropes. Let's do 3 of them. Let's put them at 6 per. It's a little group of them running around, and we run into them. Okay, so now we're going to do a first roll with fighter guy, and he's going to roll with his usual +2 brute and +2 weapon. So it's a 4 bonus on top of the roll. That's going to be 9 and then 13 total. So that's a difference of 7, which wipes out the first werewolf. Okay, and then now it's going to be, let's see, I'm going to star the bonus items that help with attacking in their custom. So he attacks with brute. Our Dark Helmet attacks with staff. Now I made a mistake in the last encounter. I used Erudite for his staff, which I shouldn't have. That would have been a spell-related attack. I should have used his non-bonus for brute, which is nothing. So my apologies there, but I'll put a star there nevertheless for attacking. Here we go. Now it's going to be Vader. Dark Helmet uses his staff, which is just a +1. There's no brute bonus here. I'm glad I caught that at least halfway through this. So here we go. We're rolling +1 on this roll. 6, 7. It has to exceed, and that is a difference of 1. So now he's down to 5. Okay. There is a third werewolf here. Now, this breaks our house rule. I was rolling in comparison 2-to-2 ratio, but now we have an extra character. So how to do this? Let's say, because we have a third extra character, if we had more damage, we would have allocated more beyond that. So earlier, we had this difference of 7. I'm going to allocate the extra damage from earlier to this guy. Okay? So now, with that in mind, I have to remember that we're rolling back and forth between both characters. It is a little flawed, I have to admit, but I'm going to roll with it now, pun intended. Okay, now back to fighter guy. Here we go. He's going to attack, obviously, either or. They're both the same. So +2 bonus on this roll, +4 total bonus. That's a difference, so I have 9. That's a huge 13. And that's a massive difference. So 13 damage is going to be plenty to... So 13 minus 10 is going to be... We have 3. So I can apply 3 damage. Trying something a little different now. So I'll do 2 here. And then 2 here. So this really is Tunnels and Trolls, but more focused on the player, each player's turn. If it was Tunnels and Trolls, it would be a group roll, which we can certainly try. I'm really curious how that's going to turn out. So again, let's do another mod here, another hack, and let's roll for the entire team. Next time. I think I probably should finish up Vader's turn here before we change that house rule. It wouldn't be fair to Vader. So let's roll for Vader. Just a staff modifier, +1. That's 10, and then with 1 it's 11. So we have 5, 6, 7 total 11s, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 4 difference. I'm just going to voluntarily I'm going to take out this werewolf. So we're down to the last werewolf with 3. So here's what we're going to do. These guys gang up on the last werewolf. Oh, the werewolf might just flee. I think narratively it may just flee. Let's do a morale check. So, morale check. I think what I'll do here, a little house rule. Let's actually roll for the opponent, which we don't typically do in this game. If he gets a 3 or less, he stays in the match. That's a fail. He flees. So the other werewolf flees. I'll do a little circle saying that he fled. He escaped or just got scared. Okay, we took no damage, so we're good. So here we go. Number 5. Do we encounter? Let's just throw a random number out there. Or let's use the dice, the D6s. I'm going to do likely. So likely bad will be red. Good is blue. So let's do the roll. And we have a yes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Good. There's no encounter here. Okay. No encounter. But let's do a check for loot. Let's see. Let's do 50-50 here. Oh, there's nothing. Okay. Good. Oh, not good, but yeah, at least there's no encounter. All right, step 6. They're going through the forest, and we're doing another encounter check, which is likely. So, more bad dice. 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, we have 1. Actually, I like this roll because the difference can be the amount of adversaries. So, 7 to 1, that's 1. So we have 1 opponent, but they should be difficult. Let's say it is a ghoul from Fallout. So we have a ghoul. His difficulty will be, let's say we're getting closer to the end, so I'm going to say 9. All right. Here's what we'll do. 9. And then, so it wouldn't be fair to do, I mean, let's figure this out. 2 dice per character. We have a ghoul of 1. If this was Tunnels and Trolls, you roll all 4 dice, compare the difference. Let's see what happens. This won't count. I'm just doing an experiment. Bonus, though, would be from both characters, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, that would 5, 10, 15, 16 plus the... Yeah, that would not be right. So let's stick with our usual player-to-player, turn-by-turn base. So we'll stick with... Let's do fighter first. And let me know in the comments below what your house rule would be for combat in this game. I mean, I think I'm doing it correctly, but I welcome your feedback or your own experience if you ever played Tunnel Goons. So, because in here, I think it's more so 1-to-1, basically. Because the example says player character fights a robot mantis. There's just 1 of them, not a mention of 2. But to be honest with you, I'm having fun, and I'm going to just keep going with it. So here we go. Fighter's going after the ghoul. Difficulty, probably, you know what, let's make him higher. I think we're getting closer, so I'll make it a 10. Here we go. We have a +4 on this roll. 6, 4, that's going to be a difference. That's 10, and then adding a 4. The shield sword +2 brute, that's going to be a difference of 4. He gets down to 6. All right. Next is Vader. He's going to attack with his staff. It's only a +1 on the roll. 9 +1 is 10, so the difference of 4. He gets punched down to 2. Ghoul's not doing well. All right. Back to Fighter. 1, 1. Oh, Snake Eyes. So, in my eyes, this is a critical fail. I will not include any bonus. The Shield of Swords. So 4. I'm going to let this fail. I want this to be a lesson learned. So fail. So he actually gets hurt here. And not only does he get hurt, but does he get poisoned somehow? Does a ghoul infect him somehow? If ghouls can even do that. Let's ask the Oracle. Yes or no? Blue is bad, or blue is good. So, nope, he does not. Okay, so he avoids getting poisoned. I would have to track that too. All right, next is Vader. Here we go. He has a +1 on his roll. 3, 4, that's a difference of 2, so he does defeat the ghoul. Okay. And there you go. Ghoul's defeated. So, cross off that. Okay. Now we're at 7. He has an option to heal here every 2 steps. So 1, 2, 1, 2. We have option to heal here. Can we take a rest? Let's ask the Oracle. Yea or nay? Blue is yes. We cannot. Something is applying pressure to our situation here. So, not be able to heal up that extra, that hurt HP. So 7. Let's say because of that, there is an automatic encounter. And let's roll to see what kind of encounter. I'm going to roll 2d6 here. 1, there's a 1 encounter, or 1 adversary. Let's say it's going to be a goblin. All right, we have a goblin. He will be at, let's put him up at 10 again. And now, with 2 characters, I have an idea for a house hack here. I've been thinking about this in the background, in the back of my mind for this. So we have 2 characters. So maybe we can roll 4 dice, choose the best 2 of the roll, because it's just 1 opponent, and then apply the bonus of the strongest fighter, which is the +2 from our fighter guy. Now, let me know what you guys also think of the rule applying the item as a bonus compared to just having the brute be the ability itself. I'm just thinking about just using the +2, not the +4, which would be the shield and the sword. But let's try it. So we're rolling for all 4. I'm choosing the best 2. Okay, so it's going to be 6 and 6, which is a critical success. So we take away these 2 here. And again, it's a group roll. +2 for the brute, that's a difference of that's 12, and a 14, which is a difference of 4. So we're going to erase that, and that's going down to 6. Okay, I'm going to do it again. We have 4 and a 3. So there we go. It's kind of like Karen, when you roll all the damage and you choose the best result, the highest result. That's how you kind of handle group. If multiple enemies are attacking one character. So in this case, we have 5, 6, 7 plus the 2 here. That's going to be 8, 9. That's a difference of 3, reducing the goblin to 3. Yeah, it seems too easy in my eyes for our heroes here. So maybe there should always be a minimum of 2 opponents based on the amount of characters you have. So let's restart this. I'm sorry, but I'm really trying to make this a little harder as they get closer to the end here. So let's do 2 goblins. And now it makes more sense for them to be one-on-one with each goblin. So let's roll for fighter guy. He has a +4 bonus. I'll let him use his bonus. Okay, that's going to be 5 plus 4 is 9. That's different. That's actually, he gets hurt. Okay, so I'm glad I did that. He actually gets hurt. I'm not glad he got hurt. I'm glad it actually had a result compared to the usual we've been having so far, which is our characters have been overall overwhelmingly beating these opponents. Okay, next is going to be our Dark Helmet. He's going to use his staff, which is a +1. 7, that's a fail. He gets hurt by 3. Okay, back to Fighter. Now, is this too tough? Maybe. The tables have turned, but we're getting close to the end here. So let's use the +4 for Fighter Guy. That's going to be 8 + 4 is 12. So that's difference of 2. Gets lowered to 8. There we go. All right, next is Vader. Actually, for Vader, I'm going to use, in honor of his lightsaber, I'm going to give him red. So here we go. We're rolling for Vader +1 bonus. That's going to be 7, 8. That's a failed difference of 2. Yikes, he's down to 1. Okay. Wow, he got her pretty fast. Okay, so this is very difficult for them. All right, good to know. So, let's see. We don't have any potions. These goblins are pretty tough because I made it tough. Let's have Vader. This is going to be a spontaneous house rule. I'm going to let him try a heal for both our characters. 2d6 heal for both of them. 11, so distribute 11 heals. So I'll let him heal up to 10, and then 1 for 9 for Fighter. So I'm going to write down here his spells. These are ones I make up on the spot. Heal can only be used once per match. So it's a 2d6 heal. 2d6. There we go. Now it's back to Fighter Guy going after the goblin. Actually, he's going to go after the other one who's a little still at normal health. +4 bonus. 3, 4. Okay, that's obviously not going to be enough. Yep, that's a fail. So it's a difference. Let's see. 3, 5, 6, 7. Difference of 3. He takes 3 damage, which is 6. Or he's down to 6, I should say. There we go. Okay, Vader attempts. Now he's going to do a spell. Let's say he'll do Fireball, which will be a bonus with his Erudite. So +1. With spells, I will let him do a 3d6 advantage. So he'll roll 3 dice, choosing the best of the 2, and +1 for Erudite. Here we go. Oh, nice. Okay, good. So, Fireball, that's going to be 11 +1 for Erudite is 12. It's a difference of 2, so he actually does them damage. So 8. Whoops, it's a little hard to read. There we go. All right, so we have 8, 8. All right, next is Fighter Guy. So +4 bonus as usual. Oh, Snake Eyes. Okay, so no damage whatsoever. Next is Vader. No penalty for that. No critical fail. I'm going to just keep going here. Vader's going to use Fireball as usual. Here we go. 3DS, 36. Choose the best of 2 with a +1. That's going to be 4, 5. Nothing difference of 6, 7, 8. So a bit difference of 3. So he's down to 7. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Back to Fighter Guy. He's going to go +4 bonus in this roll. Nice. Okay, we have 9, 13. So that's going to be a difference of 5. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whoops, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, 13. Just check my math right. So that's a difference of 5. 6, 7, 8, down to 3. Okay, so this goblin is finally gotten hurt. These guys were tough. All right, next is Vader, our Dark Helmet. 3d6 as usual, Fireball. Just keep spamming Fireball. Some of you might not like that. I don't mind. And that's 10 plus the 1. That's going to be 11. 9 to 11, difference of 3. So 7, 6, 5. Okay. Back to Fighter Guy. +4 bonus. 5. And that's obviously going to be, he takes out this goblin. Okay. Vader. We're going to have Dark Helmet roll for Fireball. Actually, that's staff. I failed to include that, so I'm going to say this was a staff attack. +1 with the staff. So that's going to be 9. So that's a difference of 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. So he's down to 1. this goblin will flee. Obviously, I think that it is going to be game over. So, goblin flees. I'll circle that. He fled. Okay, 8. Let's see if we can counter anything. I will say it's likely. Red is bad. Let's see here. That is a yes, we do indeed encounter. Now, with the difference of 4, I think that's going to be some flying adversaries. So let's do bats. So just bats. Let's do let's make it kind of annoying. So 4, 4, 4, and 4. Let's see how this goes. I really don't know. So we have more adversaries than we can count. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's do fighter guy. 4 bonus. That's going to be 6, 7. And 6, 7. And then 11 bonuses. You know, distributes 10, 9, 8, 7, 7 damage. Yeah, so it's 11 total. So 6, 7. You know what? Multiple adversaries. We have 1 moment. All right. Sorry, phone was ringing. So we have plus, that's going to be 7 difference. So we can distribute 7 damage over the course of these players here. So, or he can just take out this one here, and then this one gets reduced to 1. So, which wouldn't matter because you can't roll a 1 unless you roll a critical fail. All right, I'll keep it in there. So next is going to be Vader. So I'll use a staff to whack those bats. And plus 1 bonus on this one. That's going to be a 11. Plus 1's 12. So we have 8, 9 total. Depends if he's going for this one. So 12, that's difference of 8. So 8 damage. He takes out this one and that one. So the remaining bat, just roll for it. Can't roll a critical fail. Okay, so he gets this bat. All right, so good. That was pathetic. But either way, anyways, time to heal. Let's roll 2d6 heal for per each. 8. All right, so we'll heal this one here. And both of them are back up to 10. And they used up the last rations. Alrighty, so now we're down to our last 2 steps. So 9. Maybe we'll use a third d6 for this one. That's going to be definitely a difference of, so we have 5, 10, sorry, 6, 7, and then 3. So I have an idea. So this is 7 right here. And that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, difference of 4. So let's do plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is a difficulty. That actually works out. I don't know. That actually works out. Let me know what you guys think about that too. So I'm using the difference plus essentially the difference, the total of the red die plus a difference if it's below. I think that makes sense. All right. So what kind of enemy is this? Oh, you know, it's a precursor to the spider. So let's do, it's a small spider, but still obviously a pain in the butt. Okay. So 11 is going to be up there, and because it's just one small spider, the fighter goes first, plus 4 bonus. That's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's difference of 1, so he gets damage on 1. Next is Vader. Can he use the fireball that often? I'd say yes. So we'll give him the 3rd die, or to be better yet, maybe he exhausted any kind of bonus because he's been really spamming it. So I'm rolling 2d6 here, but I'll let him plus 1 on the erudite. So it's me 6, 7. So that's difference of 3. He gets hurt down to 3. So back to 7. And now it's back to our fighter guy. Plus 4 bonus on this one. We have 11. That's difference of 1. Total 11 total. So now he's down to 9. Okay. Fireball. Let's see what happens. Plus 1 bonus. That's a 7, 8, 9. So he ties. Okay, so don't know how to treat ties here. I think it has to be a difference. So 7, 8, 9, the bonus erudite. So no, I don't think I'm going to let him use a bonus here. Okay, or any additional damage. Because the difference is how you calculate damage. All right, next is fighter guy, +4. That's going to be 6 and then 10 total, which difference of 1. Wow, we just keep getting him one by one. All right. And now he'll be using the staff. Let's say the fireball is spent for now. And rolling +1, just the staff, not the brute damage. There's no brute bonus here. We have 8 plus 1 is going to be 11. I'm sorry, 10 plus 1 is 11. That's a difference of 3, so it goes down to 5. Okay. Now we did the blue dice. Here we go. Fighter +4. Ooh, that's 4, 8. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8. Difference of 3 again. 4, 3, 2. Okay, so some increments of damage. Staff for our dark helmet. 6 is obviously going to be enough to squash the spider. But because of that, we go right into the boss. So he's going to fight our 2. Okay, now I'm thinking here, because he's a boss, large spider, and in the game 12 is the highest difficulty. Let's experiment here. I don't think I've done a 12 just yet, but I'm gonna give this guy the lucky, unlucky 13. So, or I'm sorry, circling actually represents a fled. Oh, he fled. Game over. Our characters are heroes. I'm kidding. 13. Here we go. So they really have to roll well here. Okay, we're going for the fighter. He's going to roll. That's going to be +4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a difference of 2. He gets hurt down to 2. We basically have to roll a critical plus whatever bonus. Next is, can he roll fireball? Let's ask the Oracle. Are fireballs available for this one? I'm sure it will be. 75% chance. Yep, that's a yes. Okay, so he'll go back to his 3d6. Choosing the best of 2, +1 bonus. Ooh, 6. And then 12 is the bonus, plus the 1, that's 13. Oh, but it matches. Shoot. So fighter has to be the one who gets the hit. Well, There's a fireball. Maybe the fire has an effect against a spider. Let's say he actually does manage to get hurt by 1. So I'm going to break the rules there. Just give him 1 damage. Okay. So now we're back to fighter. Let's roll for +4 bonus. That's going to be 9. +4 is going to be 10, 11, 12, 13. Difference of 1. Okay. Down to 11. Now it's going to be fireball. +1 bonus. That's going to be 6, 4. That's 10. +1's 11. But this time I won't let it count. It's no good. It ties. Next is fighter guy. +4. That's, let's see, 10. Yep, 8 plus, I'm sorry, 8 plus 10 is 12. That's a difference of 1. So it gets down to 1. All right. Next is going to be the fireball. We have 6, 3 plus 1. That's 10 matches. No good this time. Okay, each fireball after I let him get that +1 on top of the attack roll. After the attack roll is hilarious. All right. Now it's back to fighter guy. We have, 12. Nice. So he gets in there like that. Difference of 4. That's 6. That's going to be 16 difference. Wow, that was a hell of a hit. So critical. That's 12 plus 4 is 16. That's a difference of 6. So he's down to 4. Holy moly. Okay. But that was, plot twist, that was his armor. So now his armor kicks in, or that was his exterior skeletal body thing. And now he is at 10. So let's see how this works. I have no idea what I'm doing. Back to fireball. 5, 4. And we choose the best of 2. +1 is going to be 10 total. So that defeats the armor, but it soaks it all. Now it's to his actual 10 HP. Okay, now we're going here. It doesn't carry over from the armor. So 3 for the fighter. That's going to be a difference of, let's see, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, 7. That's difference 3. Oh, gosh. Fighter is out. Okay, so fighter is dead. When you reach 0, your character's dead. Okay, so I'm going to turn him over like that. He's been defeated. Might have been too hard for these guys. Vader needs to use a spell here, and I'm going to let him use a spell, Revive, which will revive and give 2d6 health. I'll do the best of the two. 6. Okay, so that revives fighter guy, but Vader cannot cannot attack here. So 6. So fighter guy is back, but because of that revival, he loses his weapons. Just for the fun of it. He loses weapons. He's back, but obviously I don't want to make it too convenient. Vader topples over again. He's exhausted. Okay, so fighter guy is now going to attack the spider. Here we go. So I'm going to do revive, which is spent. So maybe like you only use it once in this entire game, so once. So again, make it up as I go. Now let's roll for fighter guy. He's going to attack. No bonus, it's a +2 only bonus. 4, oh, that's not good. So 4 plus 2, 5, 6, difference of 4. So he's back to 2. He gets down to 2 there. Yikes. That's not good. All right, so come on, fireball. All right, let's roll into fireball. The best of the 2 rolls, plus 1 bonus. That's different. That's 11. That's difference of 1. So there we go. Okay, so now it's going to be the fighter guy. Here we go. He's basically just using his just pure fists. Nuts. Yeah, so it's just brute force, essentially. So +2 bonus on this roll. Oh, critical. Nice. That's 12. +2 is 14. Difference of 14 and 9 is 5. So, yeah, so 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. He's down to 4. Nice. That really helped. He got in there and he punched the spider in the eye or something happened. Okay, fireball from our... Actually, he's going to use a staff now. +1 bonus on his roll. 8, that's going to be 9 total. So we have the difference of 5. The spider is defeated. There you go. And they are victorious in defeating the dark spider of the dark woods. And that is the end of our one-shot. So again, a complete mess, but I had some fun. These characters will level up. Let's level them up while I'm still recording here. So they get leveled up if I ever use them again, which is unlikely. So we'll do 2 here, 2 here. So leveling up, advancement as it's called in this game. Let's see. Level up every 2 game sessions. Well, I'm doing it based on a monumental moment. Let's see. Each raise a class score by 1 and raise either health or inventory by 1. Okay. Well, I'll do +1 for fighter guy, and his health goes up to 11. So 11 here. He's still hurt. And then max health goes up for dark helmet. And then we increase his erudite by +1, so he gets +2. There you go. So, because it says here you can do either inventory. I'm going to do the... Yeah, I'd rather do their health. Okay, because we didn't really cap out our inventory at all. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. It was just free form from here. Really, again, complete improvisation, which is part of the beauty of solo play. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.